Shalom, call Halal, Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathens. And to the Aquath that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And I'm going to prove yet again the fraudulent lies of Christianity and this man who calls himself a preacher, this Kerrigan Kelly, KK. You add another K and, well, that's 3 Ks, you already know. But, yeah, it makes me wonder what's his middle name. But, you know, I'm going to focus in on a video that was in the group me, this one. And it's called Angry. Hold on, let me adjust it. Angry Hebrew Israelite threatens white preacher. 2 things out the gate. Well, at least he had the, at least he properly called him a Hebrew Israelite. All right. And left out the fraud, which is a black Hebrew Israelite. There's no such thing. They made, the black and white thing is something made up. He's not white. That's made up. All right. There's not 2 sets of white people. There's not a Japhetic white people and an Edomite white people. All right. There's no such thing. All so-called white people, outside of those whose bloodlines go back to other people, are white people, as to his understanding, all right, because it's the seed of your father that determines your nationality, not the color of your skin. And so if anyone's confused with what I just said, I'm going to give you a real quick and simple example. If someone has a so-called black mother or a so-called Hawaiian mother, all right, who can, could be very brown, dark brown, just as dark brown as a black person, so-called black person in some cases, and they have a white father, all right, and the child looks melanated like its mother, like the Hawaiian mother or the black mother. That child is still of his father's seed, of his father's race, regardless of what it looks like, all right. There's no such thing as mix. That's another lie that Esau, Edom, made up. And then I also want to cover this guy this is why you need to study, because this guy was not prepared. He's regurgitating things, but then he's being what the apostles and the elder bishops call parrots. He's just regurgitating what he heard, but he doesn't have the understanding because he hadn't studied. That's why Timothy says, study to show thyself approved. I believe that's 1 Timothy 2:15 or 2 Timothy. Yeah, 2 Timothy 2:15, and it reads, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. All right. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they are increase more unto more ungodliness. And profane babblings is not saying shit, damn, or ass, fuck. All right. That's just rude speech. Paul told you clearly, though I be rude in speech, not in wisdom. All right. The disciples, the apostles, the prophets, they curse the people out all the time in the language of their era. All right. Saying a so-called cuss word is not profanity. Profanity is basically the doctrines of Christianity is complete and total profanity. The things that was coming out of the mouth of Kerrigan Kelly was complete and total profanity. All right. And so guys like him, they try to use trigger points and emotions with unlearned people emotions to prove their points and make their videos and sensationalize ignorance. All right. But let's play a portion of this video. And I'm just going to address 2 things. We're not going to stomach this whole video. But Kerrigan says a couple of things, and those are the things that I'm going to address. So one, Japhet being the so-called white man was just fraudulent. There's no such thing as white people, and Japhet was not a so-called white people. And then the profanity, and maybe the thing in Galatians about, oh, he denied that there's two sets of Gentiles. We got to address that. There's definitely two sets of Gentiles. But here we go.
Still keep the law?
Which law? No, the law of Moses is not required for us to keep.
And that which is a complete and total lie. And this guy's head is covered. So as soon as he started speaking spiritual, so here we go. Dealing with a fake Hebrew Israelite at Clemson University. All right. And so he is a fake Hebrew Israelite. He's not learned. But Kerrigan is also, a fake Christian. Christianity itself is completely false and fraudulent. All right. And the law was never done away with. Because you can't, and matter of fact, let's prove that. He already said it, so let's find it. All right. Let me find it real quick. Because he said the law is done away with, and that's not true. Okay. So I'm going to go to John. This is 1 John 3 and 4. And it reads, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. I'll read it again. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is transgression of the law. But the preacher, the lying preacher Kerrigan Kelly said that we don't have to keep the laws of Moses. All right, so that means that there is no such thing as a sinner, because how does one sin? All right, breaking the law, not following the law that was appointed by Moses through the Heavenly Father. Wasn't, Moses just distributed it. When you break those laws, that's how you become a sin. All right. And then secondly, only the Israelites were under the law. So only the Israelites can actually be sinners. So, this guy, Kerrigan Kelly, is actually easy to debunk. Christianity is simple, man. And this guy with his head covered wasn't ready, because what he should have done, he should have departed his vehicle, removed his hood, and got out his Bible or went into a Bible app on his phone and start correcting this guy with the scriptures. I would love for Mr. Kerrigan Kelly to turn his camera and roll up on me. It would be beautiful. All right? Or any of the men of the great millstone. Could you imagine if this guy rolled up on one of the apostles, one of the elder bishops? This video never would have made it up. If he was on recording, this video never would have made it up. He wouldn't have been proud enough to put this up. All right? He would, because he would have got cut with the scriptures. He's cut already. We could actually end the video on just this one thing, but we're not.
What's your question, sir?
I said, do y'all still keep the law?
Which law? No, the law of Moses is not required for us to keep.
All right, so remember, the Ten Commandments is the shorthand version of the law. So he just lied again. This is 1 John 5 and 3. For this is love, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. All right, you can't separate the Ten Commandments from the law. That's the shorthand version, so that you don't have to say it the whole time. All right. For example, if you were, if Mr. Kerrigan was writing out a will and testament, I don't know if he's married with children or not, but let's just say if he did, all right, if he had children, and he's not a young man. He looks like he's probably in his mid 40s to early 50s. So, he may or may not have a wife, ex-wife, and children. All right. So if he was writing out a will to his children, let's say he had 5 sons. All right. And then it named all his sons. All right. Every time it talks about the Kerrigan clan, all right, it's not going to name or it, then it becomes them and they. It's not going to write the Kerrigan family, the Kerrigan sons, the Kerrigan's sons' grandchildren. It's not going to say that every time. And that's the approach that Christians take when it refers to the Bible. Because when it talks about the Israelites, it's not going to say it every time. Then it gets to the point where it becomes them and they, but you have to identify who the them and they are. Is it the them and they of the other nations? Is it the them and they of the Israelites? And they don't do that. It's the moment it doesn't say Israel, the Israelites, and it says them and they just run away with it. All right? And form all these lies. So let's let them continue. I'm trying to work my way up to the Japhet thing. It doesn't take them long. But we've already corrected 2 lies.
Because God says so in the New Testament. Acts 15. One place to start. Book of Galatians, book of Ephesians, book of Romans.
Okay, do y'all understand what the word Gentile means?
Yeah, I do.
So you know it's 2 different Gentiles, right?
No, and if you're a fake Hebrew...
And let's stop. And then he says, and if you're a fake Hebrew Israelite,
sir, you're on your way to hell.
and he said hell. Oh man, this dude is all kind of lost.
And if you're a fake Hebrew Israelite, sir, you're on your way to hell.
So let's stop it right there. He said that there's not 2 sets of Gentiles. You don't have to keep the law, and it says so in Galatians. So let's address this Gentile thing. Let's go to let's start with he mentioned Acts, Galatians, Ephesians, and Romans. All right. So we're gonna go to the book of Galatians first. Let's go there, because they love to run to Galatians and try to say, they read scriptures like this one here. This is Galatians 3, and I'm going to start at 11. And it reads, but that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith. All right, because the law doesn't save you, but you have to keep it, all right, to the best of your ability. Because why? Because if you break it, then you're a sinner. So the law is a school guide to keep you from sinning. But yet this man said the law is done away with. All right. And it says, and the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. And it says, Hamashiach have redeemed us from the curse of the law. All right. And being made a curse for us, it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. So the redeemer, basically what that means is that the elect of Israel, all right, they've been the elect, which is that few chosen few of Israel, because not all Israel is Israel. The elect is clearly talking about Israelites, all right, not the other nations, all right, not the Kerrigan sons' friends, all right, like they can show up at the at the reading of his last will and testament and say, oh, well, we believed in our preacher, and we're his friends, brothers in Christ, and he was our spiritual father, and we believed in him too. So where's their portion in the will? Why are they not getting some land and a house and a car, some money, some insurance money? You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous the way these people think. But it says, because the Lord went up on the cross because he died for his people. Didn't that Matthew 10? It says, oh, well, yeah, so it wasn't what I'm looking for, but it is. It says, and these 12, Matthew 10 and 5, and these 12 Yahawashi have sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not to the way of the Gentiles, all right, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go ye rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The Lord sent his disciples to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He didn't even send them to the Samaritans, to the Gentiles at this time. All right, he didn't do it. Okay, he didn't do it. And that's one I can't think of it right now when he said, but he came to save his people. All right. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me cheat. Let me use my phone. I can't remember what that one is. Let me go to the Bible app. Like I said, I could have ended the lesson just on the law thing alone. All right. But just bear with me for a moment. There we go. Oh, wow. There it is. This is Matthew 1 and 21. Why could not remember that? All right. I'm sure I had it. Why didn't I just read it from there? It says, and she shall, matter of fact, let's click on it. I think I want to read up before that too. Because it actually gave you the lineage of the Lord, all right, in this in this paragraph. But yeah, it reads, because this also counts John 3:16. It says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people from their sins. It circles right back around to the law. He's saving his people, all right? Personal pronoun, which KKK Kerrigan ignores, all right, from their sins. Only those under the law are guilty of the law, which means the law still stands. Only those under the law can sin. You can't be a sinner unless you're under the law. So by referring to people as sinners, you're admitting that the law still stands. All right? Once again, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people from their sins. As simple as that. As a matter of fact, like I said, that counteracts John 3:16. Let's go to that. All right, let's go to that. Which reads, for God so loved the world, all right, which is the world of Israel. That word there's oinkamene. I mean, that word there's cosmos, not oinkamene, all right. That he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth him should not perish, but have everlasting life, all right. So the believeth on him who came to deliver to save his people from their sins. All right, the people that were under the law. It tells you that the Lord was born. He was made under the law to deliver them that were under. He was made under the law and to deliver them that was under the law. So I can put that on the comment board. All right. Matter of fact, John 17:9, Mr. Kerrigan, KK Kerrigan, you could answer this one. John 17:9. I pray not for them. I pray not for the world. Now, this is a scripture you will never see a Christian bring out. Explain this one, right? Do a thorough video and explain this. All right. I pray not for them. I pray for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Who was given him? The elect of Israel. That's who he came to save. He's there for his elect. Luke 1:68. Matter of fact, Luke 1:31. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi. All right. He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord shall give unto him the throne of David his father. All right. 33. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and his kingdom shall have no end. The house of Jacob is the race. You know, everyone watched the Game of Thrones. The house of this and the house of that. You know, each house is a race, is a family, is a people. He's going to, so the house of David, the throne of Israel, those who are under the law, come on, man. Kerrigan is a liar. And this guy here wasn't prepared for him. All right? Shame on you, brother. Don't open your mouth if you're not ready to defend the gospel, man. If you're not, you should just hold your peace and keep it moving. All right? Because now he was able to use you to make you look foolish. All right? It then made you an offender for a word because you said ass, that you're an ass or asshole. Right? This is first of Luke 1 and 67. And it says, let's start at 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he have visited and redeemed his people. Personal pronouns. It ain't said nothing about the Gentiles or the other nations here. All right? And it doesn't. All right? And we're going to address that, you know, that whole Gentile thing. And because this is definitely going to have to be a part 2 when we go into the Gentiles and Japhet. All right? But it says, and he have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. Come on, man. Kerrigan and his Christianity are their lies. All right? As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. All right? That he should be saved from, that we should be saved from our enemies, Kerrigan and his race, and from them that hate us, to perform the mercy and promises and promise to our fathers, and remember his holy covenant. The people under the covenant were the people under the law. It had nothing to do with other people at all. All right? Matter of fact, let me go to 2 Ezra 3 and 15 real quick. You know, that's another reason why the Bible Destruction Group, Edomites, removed the Apocrypha from the Bible, because it identified them. And Esau's always trying to hide from who he is. He wants to be Japhet. He wants to be the Spartans. He wants to be the Israelites. He wants to be everyone except for who he is. All right? 2 Ezra 3 and 15. And made us an everlasting covenant. All right? That thou would never forsake his seed. All right? And who is that seed? It says, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac thou also gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude. So Esau got put by. He doesn't want to be Esau. He wants to be Japhet. He wants to be everyone except for Esau, Edom, which is exactly who Kerrigan is. All right? Because Christians teach that the Edomites are done away with, but the Bible, and then he also denies the prophecies big time, because we'll get to that too. All right? Because the prophecies clearly tell you that the Lord returns to a world ruled by Edom. So Edom is erased, and then they're just going to pop up out of nowhere and rule the world at the end of the days, so the Lord could come back. So, Kerrigan, just like the rest of the Edomites, are trying to duck and dodge, their judgment. They're trying to run from their judgment and their identity, all right? But they've been found out. This is Sirach 24, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, wisdom shall praise herself, and she shall glory in the midst of her people, personal program. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth. Those are the people of the Lord, the Israelites, not all people. All right? Like I said, one of the reasons why they got rid of the Apocrypha. I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud, and I dwelt in high places, and my throne was in a cloudy pillar. You call it a UFO. They're complaining about them now. I alone could pass the circuit of heaven and walk through the bottom of the deep, in the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and whose inheritance shall I be? So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment that he that made me cause my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be upon Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. The Lord, the Bible says in Hebrews 13:8, that the Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He doesn't change. So KK Kerrigan, this was the first part of your spiritual ass whooping. With that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, with Qadash, Kwam Yasharala Shalom.